For years, the Digimon V Pet form factor was pretty standard. It was a little block that you can keep in your pocket. Most of them had a keychain that if you were crazy, you could attach it to your backpack and let it dangle around aimlessly, but some people wanted a different form factor. Some of them saw the protagonist little wrist-mounted thing in Digimon World Next Order and said, yeah, I want that. Some people even made that, sold it, and I've actually reviewed one of those here on the channel in the past. But Bandai themselves eventually said, yeah, we'll go ahead and make a wrist-mounted virtual pet. We'll call it the Vital Bracelet Digital Monster, and it will be great, everyone will love it, and its sequels. But of course it came out and some people were like, well, hold on, I don't want to use up an entire equipment slot on this. I wear things like smartwatches or even regular watches, which do a better job at telling the time and showing me my text messages and all that stuff, so I want to be able to play with this because I still think it's neat, but I don't want to have to wear it all the time. And so, of course, the community responded, and a few members of the community, namely Vincent Veek, Heat Phoenix, and Cyanic, got together to start a Kickstarter for this lovely little device, the Vital Pet. Now, this is a hardware mod for the original Vital Bracelet Digital Monster, which converts it into a little brick, just like we, well, it's not itself a brick, it doesn't have the little brick form factor, but it's pretty close in size to it. As you can see here, it's a little bit wider than a normal Digimon virtual pet would be. Well, it's taller, I guess, because they're different orientations. This one's portrait, this one, it's longer in that direction, is what I will say. But yeah, overall about the same size, certainly just as pocketable. Doesn't have a keychain, but you can always attach a nice little thingy right there. It's got one of those little spots for loops, so if you really wanted to carry it around on a little loop, you can do just that. And it is a very intense hardware mod, I will say. It's not something where you're just like chucking the Vital Bracelet in here and calling it a day. You got to take it apart, put it in, but it is absolutely worth it to do so, because in the end you end up with something beautiful like this, which is really nice. So I'm going to start off with the hardware portion of this to show you what it's like. So we have, first of all, of note is that the micro USB slot, you get a USB-C slot instead. There's a little adapter that goes in there and connects it into it, which is rather nice because you probably have more USB-C chargers than you do micro USB chargers. There's little buttons right here that connect exactly where you would expect them to. We got the top button functionality, we got the bottom button functionality. Both work exactly like they did before. Power switch on the back. As you can see, we have the Phillips head screws all over the back too, so this is a very easy mod that you can use with tools you have around your house. And we have this little door here to cover the DIMM slot now, instead of the little thing that you can lose forever, which I'm sure many of you have lost it forever. So that just covers up the DIMM slot, so you don't have to worry about losing something. Device itself, very nicely made. It feels real good. It's made out of a really sturdy plastic. You don't have to worry about this thing shattering at any time. It's really solidly built. Love the way it looks. And personally, my favorite feature of this, my absolute favorite thing about this, is that if you pull this open right here, check that out. DIMM storage on the device itself just slides right in and out of there. So whatever DIMM you have on you, or if you want to keep the Versus DIMM on you, you can have it there ready to go at any time, which is huge. I remember I was stuck without the ability to use my Vital Bracelet once because I had my Digimon on my bracelet and I went to go, or I had the Digimon on my app and I went to go put on my bracelet and I didn't have my DIMM card with me that I needed, but that wouldn't be a problem now. So I would just be like, oh great, I've got my DIMM card, let's go ahead and move it over and I'm good to go. So love that. That's absolutely phenomenal. And if you want to take a look at what this looks like before it gets all modded up, this is to be fully transparent, they sent me this specific model here several months ago while the device was being fully developed, so I can give my feedback and do some testing on it and all that jazz, which I was happy to do. Glad I got that opportunity. So I've been using this for a while now. Really cool. And this is the one I actually purchased from them. I supported the Kickstarter as well. And yeah, as you can see, it's empty right now. It's got the screws in the back still. And it's got the little buttons that come separately. It's got this little upgrade memory, which this is what contains the software that'll make your Vital Bracelet Digital Monster actually function with this. You don't have to install that software, but just as a heads up, the thing about that software is that if you want to use it, it will make it so that you don't have to worry about things like your heart rate not being detected, because there are different logics on this new software to account for that. If you're modding this from a Digivice V, you shouldn't have to worry about that. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is incompatible with the Digivice V, this little stick here, the upgrade memory. So if you're using a Digivice V, you might not even have to worry about that as much, but yeah, you wouldn't even be able to install that in there anyway. So yeah, so that's what it looks like. And going back to mine here, so hardware really is the biggest thing on this. I'll tell you right now, software doesn't change too much on this. There are a few pieces of software that are different. Like I say, logic for detecting your Digimon is a little bit different. Also, this is different here too. If we can zoom in on that, please. So there's a little, you'll see that there's a little heart with a broken line through it right now over Waymon. And that's because I haven't been holding this because I've been setting up this shot. And as you move it around and stuff, it still detects your movement and will say, okay, yeah, you're good, you're moving around. We'll say that you're connected. But in this case, Waymon, he's not sad. You'll remember on the original Vital Bracelet, it shows clouds if it hasn't detected enough movement from you, which is stupid because clouds also mean sadness. So you can't tell whether it's sad or disconnected. In this case, they use an entirely different symbol, which I love that. It's very nice. So it has a little heart with a line through it if you have not been moving enough for it to register. And it's kind of warning you. It's like, hey, if you keep that up, you're probably not going to be gaining vitals, which is very important. So that's already one big change there that I really enjoy. The other big change, right? So funny thing is about the original Vital Bracelet Digital Monster, when you start it up, you're supposed to enter the date, right? And then you never see it again. You never see the date ever again. It shows up in the app, but on the device itself, you don't have any way to check what day it is without going and setting the date again, which is silly. So here, what they've done is the first time you hit the top button here, bam, shows you two things. Shows you what the date is, which, why wouldn't it? Seriously, Bandai, please let the Vital Bracelet B show us what day it is. And it also gives you this little handy feature, which I know a lot of people will love, an Evo timer to show you exactly how long your Digimon has to evolve without having to put it on the app first. So Waymon here has 23 hours and 11 minutes until it's going to attempt to evolve. So very handy little feature added in there. Other than that, not too much different in the software, but one thing I do want to show off is if we go to settings and we go to the backgrounds, they did go above and beyond and put some custom backgrounds in here. So we have like this cool vaporwave one going on. We have this little, what is this, a little spooky cave area like that, maybe a forest, I can't tell. And then we got the beach, which is reminiscent from the beach from the V5. So really cool standard backgrounds. Nice thing about using these backgrounds too. Oh wait, no, that's the Jellymon background, so let me... They didn't put that there. That's just part of Jellymon. Nice thing about these extra backgrounds that they used is since they are taking up one of the standard background slots, that means that your background won't disappear when you're transferring Digimon around, which is rather nice. Because the annoying thing about using the DIM specific background is that every time you go to the app or whatever, the background just goes away, which is silly, but that's just kind of how it is. So I do like that they added some more in there. Lets you have a little bit of a different touch on your Digimon, which I rather like. So beyond that, there's really not much else to say about this. It's basically exactly what you expect it to be, which is nice. It's a handy little form factor for having the Vital Bracelet without having to use up your wrist on this instead of a normal watch. And honestly, I just kind of, I don't know, I do technically like this better. I like having this better. I know with my Vital Bracelet, whenever I'm wearing it, I always ding it against walls and stuff anyway, because it sticks up so far from your hand. And this is actually like pretty svelte too. Like this is, I didn't show off the thickness compared to a normal VPET, but they're about, yeah, it's about the same. So they did a good job on keeping the profile pretty light on this while keeping the functionality high. I originally thought this was much bigger than it was. Let's go and zoom out back here. I thought it was like the size of an Excel before I got mine, but no, it's much, much smaller than that, as you can tell, which is really rad. They also let you pick your colors when you order it. Now, to be clear, the Vital Bracelet, the Vital Pet Kickstarter is over and done with, but you may be able to buy more models in the future. I've got links in the description. I've got two links. This is important. I got two links in the description, right? The first link is going to be for the main website for the Vital Pet. So make sure to go check that out. If you have any questions about the device, you can send your questions there and see what kind of options they may have for acquiring one of these in the future. The other one I have is that if you're interested in this device or other things like this device, then there is a survey that they're having to see what you think about this and what you would think about things in the future. So if this at all interests you, or if it honestly, if it doesn't interest you, also fill out the survey. Every bit of feedback will help, I'm sure. So I would encourage everyone to fill out that survey to get them an idea of what you think and what they should work on in the future if they choose to make more devices in the future. I'm not going to promise anything because I'm not them. I'm not that team. I'm just here telling you about this cool, handy little device. Now, the other thing is that they were very generous, Vic and his team, because they gave me this one, right? Completely free of charge. Very nice of them. They also gave me this one. Now, this one isn't filled in or anything yet. This is for one of you to fill in. This is a ready-to-go shell for the ready-to-go Vital Pet shell that you can stick your Vital Bracelet Digital Monster into, breathe new life into it. Very lovely white and gold aesthetic. And this can be one of yours for 100% free if you just leave a comment on this video. I'm going to pick one lucky commenter on this video to receive this shell for your own purpose to use. So if you're interested in that, definitely leave a comment. Everyone who comments will be automatically entered. You don't need to say anything special. Just leave any comment whatsoever. If you really want to tell me something, tell me your favorite cereal, all right? Tell me your favorite cereal in the comments if you want to win this device. So, yeah, Well, not device. It's not a device yet because there's no innards in it. You'll have to gut one of your devices and put the innards in it yourself, but you'll get the actual case and everything 100% free. And yeah, so recommend leaving a comment if you are interested in that. But yeah, nothing else really to say about this device. I love that the community does things like this. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the best communities I've been in for fan projects, and just how hard they go. Like, they did not need to go this crazy with this. This is just above and beyond a beautiful, beautiful little device. Love how it looks. I think it's a great alternative to just using the Vital Bracelet itself. So definitely look into it if you're interested, if you like the way this looks. And yeah, that's going to be it for me for today. So again, fill out the survey in the description, leave a comment to enter the giveaway, and if you have questions about the device or want to see when or where you'll be able to get yours, head to the other link in the description for the actual website for the Vital Pet. So until next time, bye!